have I got a treat for you, because today we'll be going over the beautiful, the stunning Zenless Zone Zero, and everything you can expect when going for that sweet platinum. Hello and welcome to another review, but not just any review, a review from the platinum perspective. We'll be covering everything from an introduction to the story, some characters, the gameplay, and of course, the trophies. All of my reviews have no spoilers, so you can experience it for yourself if you decide to go for the platinum. Zenless Zone Zero currently has a whopping 70 trophies, but only 43 are needed for the platinum. Has a difficulty rating of 3 out of 10, no missable trophies, and will take you around 80 to 100 hours to platinum. But don't be put off by the time it takes though. I'll explain why a bit later on. To start things off, I need to tell you how I discovered this game. Well, I was checking PlayStation Stars, and there was a campaign to unlock a cute anime girl character figure. I was like, damn, she's hot. And me being a bit of a perv, I wanted that figure for my collection. So I set out to complete the campaign. The goal was simple. All I had to do was unlock the Happy and Full trophy. Simples. With a quick Google search, I found out it would take around 4 hours to do. So I started. And wasn't expecting anything special from a free-to-play game. I could not have been more wrong. I was thrown straight into this incredible world, with wicked music, fantastic character designs, and I was left shocked for a moment with how good this game looked. I haven't had a sensory overload this hard since the first time I played Jet Set Radio back on the Dreamcast, and that was a long ass time ago. Wow, I could not believe how good everything felt, looked and sounded for a free game. As I went on my journey to unlock my little figure, I had a worry that at some point it was going to hit me with a pay-to-play wall and would halt my progression. Thankfully, that never happened. And after a few hours of pure internal massage, I got the figure. But that was the last thing on my mind at this point. I just wanted to keep playing. Zenless Zone Zero is Hoyoverse's latest installment and was released in July 2024. These are the guys behind Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail to name a few. It's a free-to-play, live service action RPG gacha game. If you don't know what that means, well, it's basically a game that is constantly receiving new updates, events and content. It's always being improved and will always have new things added. The gacha element is the same as those Japanese toy machines. You put money in, you twist the handle, and you see what prize you got. In Zenless, you use polychrome to pull the machine. Instead of toys, you unlock different prizes including some of the most attractive characters you'll see in any game. I mean, there's men too, but I'm not gay. This is my first gacha game experience. I've always stayed away from free-to-play games because I have a fear of them trying to make me spend money, of which I don't have. So, yeah. But luckily this isn't the case with Zenless. You literally just have the option. You can spend real money on booster packs, in-game currency, and more. But if you don't want to, or like me, you don't have the money, then you can still experience this game to its full potential, without even having to think about starving your kid for the next 2 weeks.
I want some more!
Absolutely everything you do unlocks polychrome. From simple daily tasks, to completing missions, killing enemies, everything. And it racks up quite quickly so you can start pulling for those awesome characters straight away. But I will say, don't just go willy-nilly spending your polychrome like I did at first. There are strategies in place that you can guarantee yourself to unlock an S-rank character, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. The game is set in a post-apocalyptic, urban world, where mysterious disasters called the Hollows wreaked havoc on civilization. These Hollows are bizarre, interdimensional voids that appeared suddenly, swallowing up entire areas and twisting reality within them. Inside the Hollows, dangerous monsters called the Ethereals roam freely, making them deadly zones for anyone caught inside. Most of human civilization has collapsed. However, one last bastion of human society remains, the city of New Eridu. This city has managed to survive by harnessing a special energy source extracted from the Hollows themselves, allowing it to thrive while the rest of the world crumbles. But this survival comes with its own challenges. New Eridu is a melting pot of factions, corporations, criminals and survivors, all eager for control, influence and power. You play as a proxy, a special guide that helps people navigate the Hollows safely. Proxies are skilled in leading exploration teams into these dangerous zones and retrieving valuable resources. With this being a live service game, there are always chapters being added. And during my time playing, they've added 2 whole new chapters. I actually haven't even finished the story yet. But there's hours of fun in this section of the game alone. If you like anime, a story with great characters, light-hearted humor, and deeper moments for the feels, you will definitely enjoy this. On the surface, Zenless Zone Zero is a hack and slash, but it goes much deeper than that. There's a massive emphasis on team building, character development, and learning strategies, as well as the gacha system, tons of side content from daily and weekly tasks and challenges, loads of side missions, special explorations, a trust system, which we'll go over more soon, optional collectibles, and limited time events that usually last around 2 weeks. So it's encouraged that you play them when they come up for bonus rewards. And of course, that all-important polychrome. This is just scratching the surface of the amount of things on offer here. The fun just never ends. One of my favourite things to do is visit the arcade. Here, you can play a handful of games and they're so fun. I really enjoyed the Snake game, challenging myself to get new high scores, and of course, another opportunity to get more polychrome. Basically, everything you do always feels rewarding. They've created a very addictive game here, and it never feels like a waste of time. But more importantly, in all my 100 plus hours of playing, I haven't once been bored, and that is not an exaggeration. Okay, with everything mentioned, but not quite everything, I'd just like to touch on a few key points before we talk about trophies. And they are daily tasks, the combat, character development, team building, and the gacha system. Every day there's a few tasks that you should be doing. We'll start with the batteries. These cap at 240 per day. You spend them to earn different things such as money, materials, and special items that you'll need later on for leveling up your character. Make sure you spend them every day, because you'll have 240 again in 24 hours. And using them gives you great XP towards your internet level, which you'll need for a trophy. The scratch card. Speak to Howl the dog at the newsstand, and you can use the scratch card once a day to win some freebies. This is a nice little boost, and sometimes you can even win some polychrome. The coffee shop. Once a day you can visit the coffee shop for a drink, and some extra battery charges. This literally takes 10 seconds and you don't want to skip it. Another daily activity is opening the video store for some extra money. You will unlock new videotapes as you progress, and the game suggests which tape to display for best results. It might seem like you're getting a lot of money at first, but trust me, you're going to need that later on. And lastly, invites. We'll go over these in depth when we talk about trophies soon, but basically, when you reach a certain point in progression, you unlock the ability to invite agents to hang out. You get 3 invites per day, and in doing so, you'll increase your friendship level with the agents you choose to invite. Make sure you start doing these every day as soon as you unlock them. All of the daily tasks take around 15 to 20 minutes to finish. They're a perfect pastime while you enjoy a morning cuppa. The combat is silky smooth, fast paced, and bloody fantastic. Perfectly timed dodges and parries are a must, and constant character switching is key for dealing massive damage. Characters fall under different categories, and each have a different set of skills and stats. For example, Anby. Anby deals electric damage, and she falls under the stun category. Stun characters are important for building stun on enemies. It puts them in a dazed state, kinda like knocking them out. It means they can't attack you and you can hit them with some sick combos.
A little gift for ya. Electric charge.
Another example is Rina. Rina is a support character. You wouldn't necessarily use Rina to deal damage, but instead, she'll pop out during combat, buff your main attacker, and dip back until you need her again. The combat is all about teamwork. You can choose 3 agents for a team and a Bangbu. The agents can be swapped and rearranged whenever you want. You're not forced to choose and be stuck with anyone in particular, so just experiment and build a team that you personally like. Bangbus are basically little robot helpers. They'll aid you in combat and give you some buffs, kinda like the Palico in Monster Hunter. Developing your characters is necessary for a lot of side content, because the enemies outside story mode get a lot harder. You'll need to level up your character, and choose the best W engine to give your agent special perks. Level that up, and most importantly, disk drives. Disk drives are special add-ons. They will push your character to their max potential. Each disk drive plays an important role in building your agent, so it's important to experiment with these, and take advantage of their different perks. Here's an example of my Grace build. I went with Anomaly Proficiency, because I wanted her to deal a lot of shock damage to enemies, but every character has different stats, so it's very important that you experiment with what works best for each character that you're building. And of course, you'll want to focus on team synergy. Here is where you'll spend your polychrome to pull the machine, and potentially unlock new characters and weapons. It costs 160 per pull, and you're guaranteed to get a special character after a certain amount of pulls. Of course, you can pull at random and try your luck to get an S rank, but it's best to save a large amount of polychrome and guarantee yourself to unlock something good. If you reach the limit for a guaranteed S rank pull and don't get the character that's on display, you're guaranteed to get that character the next time you reach the guarantee limit. So, to simplify, pull 90 times. If you don't get the character shown here, pull another 90 times, and there's a 100% chance you'll get them this time. You can, however, just pull the machine, and sometimes you'll unlock an S rank randomly. I had a really lucky time with Jane Doe. I pulled around 70 times, and lo and behold, we got her. And then I had a few polychrome left over, so I thought, why not try pull for a weapon too? Only to get it on my first try, I was over the moon. I spent around 12,000 polychrome in total, that's around 80 pulls, and got both Jane and her weapon. Luck was on my side. And needless to say, I didn't get any sleep that night, because I was busy building my new queen, and absolutely decimating everything in her path. To get this platinum, you need 43 trophies, and they are broken down like so. 20 trophies for story missions, 7 trophies related to agent-specific side stories, 7 trophies for reaching max level in different categories, and 9 miscellaneous trophies. Pretty much every trophy you'll unlock naturally, and they're pretty self-explanatory, with the exception of a few which I'll get to in just a moment. For story-related trophies, you know the drill, play the story and have fun. Although there are currently 7 chapters in the game, you actually only need to play up to the 4th chapter to get all the story-related trophies, because the rest of the missions were added after the game was released. For the max level trophies, pretty much everything you do will give you XP and materials for leveling up. So just play and have even more fun, and these will come naturally. Most of the leveling trophies are tied to your internet level, so to maximize progression, focus on the story first, then go for the trophies related to leveling your character and so on. The internet level takes loads of XP to level up, but honestly, if you're enjoying doing different things in the game, you'll get this before you know it. Miscellaneous trophies. There's a few noteworthy trophies here. Firstly, a Legend Reborn. Complete all proxy primers. The proxy primers are basically tutorial type challenges. Just play the game and you'll get most of them. But you will need to increase your trust level with 3 different agents as part of a challenge. The trust system is building friendships with the agents you meet during the story. These little missions are fun and only take a few minutes to complete. It may be something as simple as visiting the coffee shop for a drink together. Be sure to add this event to your daily tasks as soon as you unlock them, because you are limited to only 3 invites per day. It will take you around a week to reach max friendship with the required agents. Once you do reach max friendship, you unlock some sick screensavers for the pause menu. Perfect partner. Reach maximum trust with Inky. Inky is a black cat that will show up after a certain point in the story. It's the same as the trust system that we just spoke about, but it's with a cat rather than an agent. Now, if you reach chapter 3 and the mission for Inky hasn't shown up yet, you most likely need to complete a separate event called The Mystery of Arpeggio Fault. The game will teach you about this when you unlock it. This event will take you around 5 hours to complete, and you get loads of polychrome for doing it, so it's worth doing. I did it during one sitting, and it wasn't hard. And Soldier 11 will contact you about Inky soon after. Bangbu Hand in Hand. Save Little Beetroot in the Bangbu Limbo Commission. This is a special exploration mission that you will need a guide for. I'll link the guide in the description for you, but basically, you need to reach the end of the exploration in as few steps as possible to save Little Beetroot. You can get this trophy at any point once it becomes available. I did it much later on when I was cleaning up trophies, so just hit it whenever. Final Director's Cut. Reach the hidden ending in the Prophecy Commission. This is a hidden exploration mission, but with a twist. It's like a mini game within the game, and the best way I can describe it, it's like an old school RPG, where you level up different stats like strength, defense, and so on. It will take you around 2 hours to complete this, but if you need to take a break, you can pause at any point. I'd highly recommend you follow a guide for this, because it is a hidden mission, and it's very different from any other exploration commission in the game. Of course, I'll link it in the description for you. It can be slightly challenging, but like everything else, it's fun. And finally, Agent Stories. There's 7 trophies related to Agent Stories. These are little episodes that take around 30 to 45 minutes each to complete, and will take you on a nice adventure with one of the playable characters. You'll get to know them better, and it really is nice having more screen time with one of your favourite agents. Just visit the video archive in your home, and you can select one of the agent stories to complete. It's just another thing to do, but it gives you a deeper connection with the characters, further increasing your love for this fictional world that you so deeply wished was real. Zenless Zone Zero is one of a kind. I haven't felt this passionately about a game since the first Kingdom Come Deliverance. Normally, I get a platinum and just move on to the next, but with Zenless, I just can't stop playing. It still has the same charm as when I first laid eyes on it. The world they've created feels incredible to be a part of. The soundtrack gives me an eargasm every time I hear it, and everything feels so polished. For a free game, I still can't believe the high production value. I feel like I'm transported straight into an anime, and I can't get enough of it. The platinum experience is great. No grindy bullcrap, and nothing felt tedious, despite the platinum taking so long. The game is intended to be played over a long period, and the trophies complement that perfectly. You could argue that making friends with Inky is a bit annoying, but with the added ability to skip time, it doesn't take long. There's been a lot of quality of life improvements to Zenless since it was initially released, and although I've only been playing for 2 months, I can confirm that the platinum experience has improved greatly since launch. Previous viewers of the channel will know that I rate games on the overall platinum experience. This includes things such as time taken to platinum, how fun are the trophies, and how difficult are they, just to name a few examples. A nice blend of challenging and fun trophies will get a game a higher rating. With that being said, Zenless Zone Zero gets a 7.5 out of 10. Now, my personal opinion is that it's a 10 out of 10. However, my professional opinion rates it lower, and that's because of a few things. The problem you might have with Inky the Cat not showing up, and some of the trophy requirements are halted by daily limitations. For example, only being able to invite an agent to build trust, limited to 3 times per day. All things considered, I flippin' love everything about this game. As you watch this, I'm probably playing right now, making my agent stronger, unlocking new characters to fall in love with, and eventually finishing the story that we have so far. I'm also working my way through the DLC trophies, because I want to keep this game at 100%. Speaking of extra trophies, they're all added for free and they're available to unlock right away, but quite a few of them are intended for when your character is at a higher level. It keeps the trophies fresh and engaging, and I'm having a lot of fun getting the rest. This one in particular was pretty hard to get, but I have a bit of a fetish for a challenge, so this was right up my alley. And that's everything you need to know about Zenless Zone Zero. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like, consider subscribing for more platinum reviews, and seriously, don't be shy to leave a comment. Let's get a discussion going. I want to hear from you guys. Like the old saying goes, Mikasa Sukasa. Okay, I'll let you go now. See you soon. Bye bye.